Okay folks, in this episode we tackle the RV-9 because I think it's necessary to know when to use which algorithm. Let's start with the obvious first ones. Room reverb. This goes very well with drums or percussions. Is a very short room reverb. We have global controls here, which we should tackle first. So we got the decay time. This changes per algorithm. So each algorithm has a different decay length. So we just need to keep these milliseconds here in mind. We get a low and a high damp, which is important to say. This high damp goes from 0 to 100%, and the slope indicates if we drive the knob higher, the frequency gets lower instead of lowering it like it's in other devices like EQs or something. Then we got the width control. This only controls the outcome of the reverb. So if we send a mono signal in, we still get a stereo reverb tail if we want to, but we can drive this down to 0 and have a mono reverb. Dry wet should be clear, and we got a ducking section here with three controls. Our level control here just works like the ducker in replay. Our decay ducking here will apply a duck to the reverb tail, so this can be handy if needed. And we also got this recovery rotary here, which means how long the ducking should last for, which also gets pretty cool results if you play around with higher times. Yeah, let's start with the room. So the plate down here almost always looks the same. So we got the delay, the pre-delay, we got an EQ, and we got the shimmer on every instance of this reverb. The only thing that changes is the graphic here in the middle, and this indicates which algorithm we are using. Room, hall, arena, and cathedral look the same because basically they are the same idea, just with larger rooms. We got an early reflection knob here, and the early reflection in the first four presets here are convolution reverbs, so they sound very realistic and clearly go into the reverb. No further talking, we just listen for now. So I said room is good for drums, so let's start with a Rex loop and the RV-9 in the insert channel. Let's change to room, let's put this down, and let's play a bit with these configuration. So this is our standard drum loop. With the pre-delay button, we could offset it to a musical or mathematical correct delay time here, which is pretty cool. But we also could do this in milliseconds if we want to. The EQ should be clear. We can control 4 bands, 2 shelves, and 2 bell-shaped ones. And we have control over the Q of these bell-shaped ones if we go down here or drag these whilst holding Alt. So they just behave like the Spectrum EQ. We also got a shimmer option, which basically pitches up our reverb in either an octave, a fifth, a fourth, or an octave down, and we could dry wet this with this shimmer amount knob here. Let's So here you could get pretty cool results even with this shimmer alone on a room reverb. Okay, let's try the next one. The hall is basically the same, but this is useful for vocals, pads, keys, guitars or something. So maybe a piano would be great for this. Let's use the Radical pianos for this. Set this to We also got a modulation knob, which I haven't talked about yet. So this just gives a slight movement to our reverb tail. We also got that freeze and kill switch we get on the first 5 of our algorithms. This is just like a break stop for the decay. So if we hit freeze, the freeze sets the decay to infinity, and the kill button kills this stage. This is now frozen, and we could kill it. So this is a pretty cool thing to do. If you noticed, if you press down the freeze, there's a button that calls fill. If we now hold kill, we could fill up the buffer and re-trigger it. So as you hear, we could re-trigger this freeze by holding down the kill button, which is pretty cool because because this works like a sustain pedal now, and we could kill the reverb tail by releasing the decay pedal, and here is it by just re-click the kill button. Okay, next thing would be Arena, and this is typically for heavy rock drums that sound big and massive. Let's try this on some rock drums. So this is pretty cool on its own. Next we have Cathedral, which is basically the same algorithm, just longer. This works great for ambient stuff. So if we have long sustaining notes, so let's browse some for a second. On the top we got the spectral EQ, which has different EQ modes which are applied to our signal, and we have the option to push the amount or shift this down or up. We even could use the built-in CV for that. Also, we could use this on the shimmer and the tonal resonance and stuff. Tonal resonance is very cool. We got 4 banks, so A, B, C, and D, and we could decide which notes should be used for a chord. So now every note that's highlighted gets picked up by the reverb, and every note that doesn't get pushed by the reverb. So if we play, for instance, C major, which C isn't activated here, we only would hear a reverb for E, for G, and for B, which is pretty cool. We also got a size button here, also the early reflection level, and we also get the kill and the freeze button. This can sound really interesting because of the different modes. So if I play the chord that's in my tonal resonance right now, so the spectral EQ drastically changes how our reverb sounds. So this is pretty cool. Next thing would be granular, and to understand this is just like a granular synth. So the incoming sound gets granularized, so chopped up in very little Grains, we can decide how long these grains are, we can decide how frequent they are coming, and we have the option to change the buffer size, so more time gets into the buffer, the grains will be altered. We got a pitch mod where that pitches up our grains, and we got a diffuse and a reverse. The reverse just reverses our grains, and the diffuse makes it more like a reverb tail. Try to use this on the piano again. This really could be very cool on some sound design stuff for one-shots, FX, and maybe on some different synths and vocals. So granular is a really cool way to alter your sound. Next thing would be the echo verb, which is pretty simple. In the first thing, we have the delay time of a normal echo. So this could be very interesting for slow guitar parts or something. And we also get the option to diffuse, and this is the reverb part of the signal. So we get the spread, which tells us how long the verb is, and we also get an amount which gives us how washed out the reverb is, which is pretty cool. We got a plate, or 4 different plates to be precise here. They don't show any different images. Basically, we got 4 different materials here of this metal plate, and we get to choose the side which also changes the ratio from the speaker to both of the microphones, which technically should make the reverb a bit longer. So this is good for lead synths that should stay in the foreground, and maybe on snares if you produce rock or pop. Last but not least, we got the springs, which is basically the same as the plate face plate here. We got 4 different spring materials, or spring loads, so to say, and we could decide how big the spring is. I'm not really sure if this is tension or really length of the spring. So I guess it's actual length of the spring. And we also got a flutter here, which basically sets how floppy the strings are. Which is also just a bit like a tape wobble or something. It just gives us slight fluctuations, just like the modulation in the room does. So spring would be very good for a Hammond or something, maybe for lo-fi vocals. Guys, that's everything for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, please leave a like and a comment down below. This helps the channel growth a lot. Please consider subscribing. This keeps the channel alive. And if you got any questions to RV-9 Reverb Station, please ask me down in the comments. I will try to answer them all. And yeah, that's everything for today. See you next time. Have a great day. Bye.